Hello, I'm Beth. Thanks for joining me for this mindfulness practice. In this mindfulness-based meditation, we'll explore the concept of gratitude. Now, most of us know that gratitude is a helpful concept and that when we feel appreciation, we generally feel happier and we function better in our lives. Yet finding that sense of thankfulness or gratitude can be more challenging when times are difficult, when we've gone through something more challenging. So we're going to explore gratitude in the sense of silver linings. How can we find small seeds of gratitude even when things are challenging? Start by finding a comfortable position where you can complete this practice. You can be seated like I am. If you are, I suggest that you have your feet flat on the floor, that you sit upright. You can also be lying down as long as you're in a position that keeps you alert, that you can still hear my voice. To begin, I would suggest that maybe place one hand somewhere over your body, maybe over your heart, resting lightly at your lower abdomen. Even give yourself a gentle hug. So this first little thought of gratitude is gratitude that you made it here today. Express thankfulness to yourself that you're here, you've joined me, you're attempting to try something. You have that openness and willingness to try, even though you might be frustrated or experiencing other difficulties or challenges. And we'll call to mind what some of those difficulties or challenges might have been, what you've gone through recently. Without calling to mind in too much detail, simply recalling or naming some of the emotions that you might have felt as a result of that experience, particularly the more painful emotions. Feelings like sadness, fear, anger, jealousy. These are all natural emotions, and yet it can be difficult for us to feel, for us to manage. We're not going to try to get rid of or change those feelings. Simply going to acknowledge them, to name what they are. And then again, gratitude for yourself, that you have an open and caring heart. It is that openness, that ability to feel emotions, that is part of your struggles, but also part of what makes us human. See if you can take a few moments, even where it's painful, to feel grateful that you're able to feel pain, that you're here. It can be challenging to recognize that being human involves a full range of emotions, pleasant, things we enjoy, and unpleasant as well. So now we're going to explore that idea of silver linings a little bit more specifically. So if you are still in the difficult situation or experience that you called to mind, return to that idea of thankfulness, that you're here for any small step forward. And that might be as small as you got up today. You've had the strength to go on each and every day. You're still trying new things like this practice. So this first step of silver linings is thankfulness that you are going on, that you are moving forward. And then whether the situation is still present or whether it's a past situation that you call to mind, let's think about thankfulness for those who helped you during the difficult time. Who was there for you when you needed them? Who was on your team, in your corner? Who was your cheerleader when you needed that? Or maybe someone who you didn't know very well, who wasn't part of your regular support system, but showed you even the smallest act of kindness as you were going through your difficult time. Share some thankfulness and gratitude for that small act of kindness, that small gesture, that small bit of assistance. Maybe somebody let your car go in front of them. Maybe somebody held a door open for you on a day that you were completely worn down. And then the last piece of this part of the practice, this silver linings, is noting the qualities that have helped you get to where you are now. So we already looked at the idea that we can feel emotions, that you had an open heart and an open mind willing to be here today. What other qualities have helped you as you've gone through this difficult time? Maybe it's a sense of perseverance. Perhaps it's an ability to recognize when you need help and reach out for that help. What makes up your own inner strength and resilience? Sometimes when we ask these questions, we think nothing. And then when we recognize, yes, you are here, you have been handling the situation, you have been dealing with it, there are some inner qualities that we have. There are internal resources that we have that have helped us with that. A few more moments, reflect or call to mind any qualities, anything else that you can think of. This last part of the practice, we're going to go through our own personal experience to a sense of connection with others. So whatever your experience or difficulty was, take a moment to call to mind anyone else who you know personally who's gone through something similar. Not necessarily the same. Your experience is your own. Anyone you know who has had a similar experience. So if it's a health issue, somebody else that you know who went through a difficult, trying time in terms of a health issue. If you're struggling with things related to the pandemic, other people that you know who have experienced those kind of issues. If you're experiencing a loss, who are the people who share in your loss, who share in your grief? And then see if you can widen that lens and reflect on people that you don't know, other people throughout the world who have had the same or very similar experiences to your own. And even if your situation is completely unique, other people who have felt the same emotions, who have felt anger, who have felt fear, who have felt overwhelmed. The purpose of this part is to have gratitude that you are not alone in the world, that we share that human connection. Our difficulties can feel so isolating and so personal, and yet we have this universal human connection to each other. We know that even when others don't have the same experiences to our own, they have the same emotions, they have the same reactions, they struggle with the same difficulties. So a few more moments to see if you can feel that sense of connection, sense of knowledge, knowing that you are not alone. And expressing that thankfulness for the humanity that we share. We'll finish today's practice with the option of a mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture, and it can help you to focus your attention. Mindfulness is all about choosing to focus our attention. That's where mudras can be helpful. I'm going to show you two different mudras. You can pick the one you would like to practice. If you wouldn't like to practice one, you can rest your hands in your lap. So the first mudra is the gesture of the heart, and I suggested something similar at the start of the practice, where we take both hands over the heart. You can touch the thumbs lightly together. And in this gesture, you feel compassion for your own self. You further recognize your inner strength in dealing through the difficulties with life. Now the second is similar, where the hands are interlaced in front of the chest and the thumbs come together. This is the unshakable trust mudra. So in this sense of unshakable trust, you embrace your faith in yourself and your ability to heal from whatever has happened to you. So faith in your own resources and your ability to manage, to cope, to heal. And I believe that you all have this faith. If you're watching me today, you have faith, you have hope, you have belief that you can move beyond this. So I hope this was a helpful practice for you. If you'd like to try more of my mindfulness meditation practices, I'll link to them right up here. Please do like this video, comment below, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this, or let me know what you'd like to see more of. Have a good rest of your day.